Hi, welcome back to Storytime with the New Westminster Public Library. Let's start off with a reading tip for grown-ups. Let your child choose the book. It's okay if they choose the same book over and over. We want children to know that reading is positive and fun. Well, today I've got a mixed up and silly story time for you, but why don't we start off by singing hello to each other? Are you ready to clap with me? Let's go. Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you today? I hope you all are doing very well today. And since we're standing, why don't we do an action rhyme? This one's called Crowns Everywhere. Where do you usually put a crown? If you guessed on your head, you're right. Here we go. I've got a crown on my head, on my head. I've got a crown on my head, on my head. I've got a crown on my head. Did you hear what I said? I've got a crown on my head, on my head. How about on your arm? Can you wear a crown on your arm? Let's see. I've got a crown on my arm, on my arm. I've got a crown on my arm, on my arm. I've got a crown on my arm. It's not doing any harm. I've got a crown on my arm, on my arm. How about on your knee? Let's see. I've got a crown on my knee, on my knee. I've got a crown on my knee, on my knee. I've got a crown on my knee. Oh, goodness gracious me. I've got a crown on my knee, on my knee. Where else can you wear a crown? Should we try our foot? Wow, okay. I've got a crown on my foot, on my foot. I've got a crown on my foot, on my foot. I've got a crown on my foot. It just won't stay put. I've got a crown on my foot, on my foot. That's very silly. The book I have to read to you today is called The Great Fairy Tale Disaster, and it is written by David Conway and illustrated by Melanie Williamson. Once upon a time, there lived an old big bad wolf. He no longer had any huff and puff to blow down the three little pigs' houses, and he'd had enough of falling into hot water. What I need, the wolf thought to himself, is a nice, relaxing fairy tale for a change. So he scampered off into the pages of the fairy tale book to find one. Cinderella was busy sweeping and hadn't noticed the wolf's dark shadow appear in the doorway. "I want to be in your tale," he growled. Of course," stammered a frightened Cinderella. "Take my place." Just then, the fairy godmother arrived. "I know you'd love to go to the ball," she said to the wolf. "And so you shall." There was a flick of a wand and a burst of light. Oh, look at the wolf! Oh my goodness! "Wolves don't wear dresses!" cried the wolf, hobbling off in glass slippers to find a different tale. Soon after, the big bad wolf crept up behind Jack on the magic beanstalk. Jack trembled as he let the wolf into his fairy tale. The big bad wolf was climbing up the beanstalk when he saw two huge feet and heard a horrible giant voice bawling, "Bee, bi, bo, bum." "This tale's too scary," cried the wolf as he slid back down the beanstalk to find another one. Then the big bad wolf found Sleeping Beauty snoring softly in her bed. "Wakey, wakey," he snarled. "Out you go." There the big bad wolf lay, so beautiful that the prince could not turn his eyes away. He knelt down and gave the wolf a kiss. "Yuck!" spluttered the big bad wolf. "I'm not being kissed." So he dashed away to try his luck elsewhere. The big bad wolf came to the 3 bears' empty cottage in the forest. He opened the door and stepped into the tail. "Yum," he said. "Porridge, my favorite." The big bowl of porridge was too hot. The second bowl was too cold. But the littlest bowl was just right, so the wolf ate it all up. "This is the life," said the wolf as he sat down in the big comfy chair. Suddenly, the door opened and in stormed the 3 bears. "Where's Goldilocks?" demanded Daddy Bear. "What are you doing in our fairy tale?" scolded Mummy Bear. "And where's my porridge?" cried Baby Bear. The wolf made a run for it, but the 3 bears chased after him into the next fairy tale. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair," called the prince. And then the next. "Who's that tripping over my bridge?" roared the troll. "I'll eat you for breakfast." And before you could say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of all?" there was chaos and confusion everywhere. The princess didn't kiss a frog, but she did kiss a billy goat gruff. Oh my goodness. Hansel and Gretel pushed Prince Charming into an oven. And Puss in Boots pricked his paw in a spindle and fell asleep for 100 years. Oh dear. "What a mess!" cried the big bad wolf, and he escaped back through the pages of the book to the 3 little pigs. Little pigs, let me come in," huffed the big bad wolf. "No, not by the hair of our chinny chin chins," said the little pigs. "We will not let you in." But the wolf had already clambered up onto the roof and he was coming down the chimney, only to land splash in a pot of hot water. "Oh, not again," cried the wolf. And that was the end of the fairy tale troubles. I hope you enjoyed today's story time. Take care, and I'll see you again next time.